As you've all seen, folks, I haven't had a whole heap of luck catching fish on camera, but one thing I do absolutely adore is seafood, and up there, probably number one on the list, is fresh oysters. I heard a bit of a rumour that there was a place on the south of the island that not only sold oysters, but farmed them. For me, that was an absolute paradise, and this was one of the highlights of the trip. Check this out. There really is an amazingly harsh contrast between the east and the west coast. As soon as you hit that east coast, you can see straight away that this is the side of the island that cops all the weather. With these big breakers out to sea and a front coming through that's causing some amazing clouds, this place just looks sensational right about now. Hey Jamie, notice this sand on the eastern beach here is way stickier.
You're not wrong there. It stays wetter too, that's for sure.
Doesn't it just? There's some patches where you sort of hang on and hope for the best, eh? Moreton Island was one of Australia's major coastal defence bases during the war years, and look, the remains of military buildings, gun placements and even forts can still be seen today, just like this one here. This is the Rouse Battery. Their main purpose was to protect the approaches to the port of Brisbane, and at its peak, believe it or not, there were 900 troops stationed on the island. Jamie, how cool is this spot, mate?
Another island, isn't it?
No, mate, this is Moreton. This is just a big inland bit of water here. Just sensational. Look at it.
I just got no words for it, eh? I really don't.
This is why I love photography. I mean, it's so atmospheric here right now. We've got what looks to be a massive weather front coming in. Great big dark clouds, but what's happening is the sun's on one side, so you're getting that light and dark, the contrast between the two, and then you get this lake. Utterly stunning. This is the reason why I own a four-wheel drive vehicle, so I can get out to places like this and experience moments like this, and also to be able to bring home photos and share them with you folks, and hopefully inspire you to get out here one day and see this place for yourself. Moreton Lagoon, Moreton Island, this is unreal. Hey buddy, get a load of these trees here. They're all twisted and gnarled. It's looks like something out of a fairy tale.
The scenery just keeps on changing, doesn't it? From place to place.
You know what? It's almost more diverse than Fraser. There's almost more to see.
I don't know whether to shake my head or agree with you.
Every corner really does reveal something different. Get a load of this little bloke who was out enjoying a bit of spring sun. This is a little Gould's sand goanna. This one's only an absolute baby. They get to be monstrous in size. You see them all over the country, but they really prefer this sandy habitat. As you can see here, there's plenty of sand. He's in good condition. He's nice and fat. Look at the colouring on him. What an absolute privilege. I reckon I might just grab a couple more snaps here. Copy, Jamie.
That was a sudden stop.
Yeah, you'll see why in a second, mate. I reckon you should be okay. There's a bit of a branch over the track, but I think your boat will just kind of lift it up and you'll be able to slide under it.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Jamie, it's time to see if that truck of yours can squat down, mate. It's pretty low, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Keep it coming, mate, keep it coming. I think you're going to fit just right. I think the boat's just going to push it aside for you.
About to touch, there you go. Boat just lifts it up, slices it to one side.
Well done, buddy. That boat was made to a purpose.
Now you know why I carry a boat on top, just for the design of this.
It couldn't have done that better. Finally, we made it to the Moreton Bay Rocks Oyster Farm, and just in time too, because Jamie and I are absolutely starving. The oyster farm is at the south end of Moreton in a spot called Tulkerry. It's on the western side and it occupies a massive area of saltwater shallows. And I'll tell you what, I cannot wait to sample some of these oysters because I've heard they're some of the best in the country, and that's a pretty big call. So this is an oyster farm. I mean, I don't see any oysters, mate.
No, that's right, because we're at high tide. All the oysters are on the seabed. So we're running at the moment, we're running about 50 lines.
Yep.
We've got 3,500 trays, 3,500 bags. Takes us from catch through to the plate, to the restaurants, to the seafood shops.
Yep.
It's 2 to 3 years. Right, so we've got about 85 acres here.
Yep.
Our product goes from the sea directly to the plate.
How do you muster them? You use choppers?
I wish they had legs and we could drive them in there. That'd be great. No, we have to all put them in the boat.
Yep.
Every oyster's handled every 3 months.
Yeah.
So every 3 months they've got to come in.
I can feel it already.
Wade was dead keen to show us a few of his baby oysters. For him, this is where the process all begins.
So these are doing quite well, realistically. They're not too bad, really.
Yeah.
So has this been in your family for a long time, or is it? No? You're not a 16th generation oyster farmer?
No, I've killed plenty to learn.
Well, with that out of the way, it's time to look at some fully grown ones. You know what you do with fully grown oysters. Righto, let's get them into us. Hands down, the single best oysters I've ever had.
Great. Thanks for coming.
Folks, if you're ever over here, I still can't get that taste out. That is just, I'm lost for words, I'm speechless. That is the best oyster I've ever had in my life, and I've eaten oysters all over the place. I love oysters. We got any more?
We have got more. Moreton Bay Rock's got plenty of them.